Yo, 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 man, it's your boy, and we back in the building. So, without further ado, let's get into it as we do, man.
Appreciate it, Mr. Davis. What's up? This is Thomas Davis, man, and you are watching the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make sure y'all tune in all season long.
Yeah, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast.
Can I run up the score, run up the board, breaking the mold? Ay, ay, walking the door, you know what happened? We step on the floor. Ay, ay, coming from on, you don't want problems, you already know it. Ay, ay, come on to it, you already know I'm finna go do it. Ay, yeah, I'm locked in, and I feel like Mark 10. Ay, walking to a room, chest up with my chin. Ay, already finished for this joint, even begin. Ay, when is what I am, I cannot ever pretend. Ay, yeah, never pretend. Ay, back in the lab again. Ay, you were not touching the friends, ayy. You were not touching the kin, ayy. Putting the points on the board, I'm killing the boys, you know what it is, ayy. Switching the moves, no number two, I came in the win. They said I'm tapped in with the action, if they got the master on the master, I can never move passive. I'm active, I can make them go ghost on this cast. But wanna know who running it, just ask us. On the track, I'm gunning it, I'm blasting this, that gas, and diesel, shack and dog.
You know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat.
I like to take this time to just say welcome to the Black Cat Panther podcast, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Your boy Dub Q is back up in here, back up in the lab. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm gonna tell y'all first and foremost, Ian Thomas is finally, and I mean finally, out of Carolina. Music to my ears. Shout out to Ian Thomas. He has now moved on to the upper room. He is no longer in a Panther uniform, and I cannot say nothing but salutations and greetings to him. I am so happy to see this nigga gone. Uh, Without further ado, like I always say, when you get a chance to come into the building and you see us always doing our thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel, show us that love. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Dub Q. I like to welcome you guys to one that I think is going to be a very good one. It's going to be a little bit of powerful niggatry in here tonight. Ian Thomas is now gone. From what I'm hearing, Russell has now gone to the Giants. Look, the Giants ain't playing no games over there. They decided that, hey, they're going to take this time and they're going to revamp their quarterback position. They brought Jameis Winston in, and they also brought in Russell. So that tells me they don't like what they see from the young bucks at the quarterback position. So they're going to potentially go find them somebody. Not this year, but maybe next year. So for us, that leaves us with the very, very, very peculiar thing to talk about at 8. And it looks like with Diggs going to the Pats, yeah, Ted McMillan might be up for grabs. And that's going to be the guy that the Carolina Panthers probably going to potentially look at. But I got a lot of different things I want to get to today. We're going to get to all that. We're going to talk about Ted McMillan. We're going to talk about all this stuff right here at number 8. But I always have to take my attention to this son of a bitch. This bald-headed, dumpster-wearing David Allen Tepper. I like to take this time to really say to you, sir, today the Carolina Panthers let everybody know that there's going to be a ticket increase, 6%, that everything just went up on. So to all PSL owners, to everybody that buys tickets and goes to the game every year, just know and understand that the bill just got bigger. For a team that hasn't had a winning season in 7 years, the winning around here is really, I don't know, bro. 7 years no winning since you've taken over, and you decide to continue to jack up the ticket prices. Tells me a lot of things. Number one, that this guy really doesn't give a damn about the fans. He doesn't give a damn about winning. He doesn't give a damn about the people and the product that's on the field, the lackluster thing that we have been seeing the last couple of years. My God, my God, my God. To understand that you have you're in a situation where you're in a rebuild and you have culture issues and you have a lot of different things like uh trying to understand the direction of the team and different stuff like that. And the number one thing that your owner says is, well, while we do this right here, we're not winning, but I'm gonna jack the ticket prices up. Oh my God. And this is the crazy thing. You can go to different games. You can go to Atlanta. You can go to Jacksonville. I went to an Atlanta game and the ticket prices were ridiculously cheap. And you could, for $100, you can be on the ground practically. And I'm sitting here looking at Carolina. Yes, I understand we have one of the top experiences, one of the top game day experiences here in the Carolinas. But boy, let me tell you something. Starting to look at some of what we're paying for as consumers of this supposedly great product that we love, it's hard to fathom that when we just won 5 games last year. Before that, we won 2 games. Before that, we won 5 games. Before that, we won 7. To understand that it's such a lackluster product that's being put out there on the field, but you have essentially decided that my pockets come first before the fans. That you, as a owner, that you came to this city in the Carolinas that you claimed you wanted to be a part of, that you claimed that you wanted to help in the city, in the area, the surrounding areas of Charlotte, to this thing that most of us only known as fans. I've only known the Carolina Panthers my whole life. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, it was my dream to go up to Charlotte. And the crazy thing is every chance, every opportunity, driving 2 hours up the road for me, it was where I said, I love this place. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of the culture, the coming up there to the stadium, being a part of what the keep pounding mantra, everything, the culture, being in the atmosphere, it's electric. And to see this guy in the last 7 years who hasn't done a damn thing or loved a damn thing about this area is just coming here to manipulate. Basically, he wants to take the little bit of life that we had here and crumble it up before our very own eyes. And that's the crazy thing. When you take your time and you understand what we have lost in the Carolinas is more than culture. When we haven't had a winning season since he's been here, I want to win. And David Tepper is saying 6% on the prices of the tickets. Let's increase it. I know we're not winning right now, but let's increase it. How insensitive. That tells me everything that I need to know as a consumer of this product. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I see everybody is going crazy for the Tet McMillan talk down here. How are y'all feeling about Tet, man? Because it seems to be you guys have a lot on y'all chest today. So in the chat, go ahead and put it there. At pick number 8, where do you see the Carolina Panthers going? Is it Tet McMillan? Is it Luther Burden? Could we potentially take us a defensive player that we need? I mean, let's be real. What's going on, Blue? What's happening with your car? It's one of those ones where is the person that we're going to pick at 8 going to be a big difference maker? That's what I'm looking at right now. You go get a Tet McMillan. How much of a difference maker would Tet McMillan be in the Carolinas in his first year? Is he going to be a guy that's going to come out here, demand double coverage, be able to beat double coverage and make plays? And that's the thing. Shout out to the real HHENT. Blackman came in yesterday and Williams, and they didn't sign not one of them. That Blackman signing would have been a very good sign, and having him to come in and play alongside Moreg, him and Moreg together would have been really good. But taking a look at what we have here, I'm saying to myself, at number 8, for me personally, the pick should be a defensive player because you absolutely need that player that could come in and be a star. Like, okay, you can look at, you can say, hey, you drafted first round last year in receiver. You got a potential budding star in Jatavion Sanders. That's why the loss of Ian Thomas really doesn't do us. That's why everybody like good riddance, goodbye, peace, sayonara. You know, we good on seeing him walk out the door. He hasn't given us a damn thing since he's been here in the last couple of years. So Ian Thomas walking out, I'm like, cuz it took 7 years too long for you to leave here. I'm encouraged. I'm happy for him that he decided to sign on with a different team, because that was much needed. I couldn't take another year of us not having tight end production. And since he's been here in the 7 years we've been losing, shout out to Ian Thomas. It's the end of a damn era for sure. I can tell you that. So all I'm gonna say is we got options now. We come to the table where if we get this thing right at pick 8, you have an opportunity to turn the tides of the franchise immediately, overnight. You can head in a forward trending trajectory, or you can fizzle on down. And I'm praying to the good master that whoever we pick, which I believe, and this is just my honest opinion, it should be Mikael Williams or Jalen Walker. One of the two, or D tackle. One of them 3 options at 8, and then you can go get whatever fucking receiver you want. If you want to go and get Jalen Higgins or whoever later on, go ahead. But we could go and get Ted, and then we have to figure things out from there defensively. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing: draft night, we're gonna definitely be out here draft night. Make sure y'all got yourselves locked in with us. We're gonna definitely be here, and we're gonna be doing a live watch party for the draft night. What's up, Claire? How you doing? We're gonna definitely be doing a live watch party for that, because I can't fathom us not having the right pick in the building. I gotta have the right guy going forward. And just to make things crystal clear, look, and I mean this with the most serious. I don't want no fucking receiver, but if we gotta take one, give me Luther Burden, please. My man said he want Mike Green. I'll pass on Mike Green, dog. I understand Mike Green is a savior, but he got them sexual assault cases, and I'm not fucking with him. I don't want nothing to do with anybody that could potentially be doing some jail time. Nah. So I'm just saying, shout out to Mike Green, but I don't want that on my team, because I want somebody. We done been through this with Greg Hardy. We done been through this. I'm not going through that again. If Mason Graham drops Anthony Brown, I would love it. I would really love it. Because at Mason Graham, you get a guy that you could pair beside Derek Brown, and you could potentially make some noise in the backfield. And having Derek Brown, Mason Graham, Ashawn Robinson, oh my God. That would give me the feeling that it gave me when I thought we were going to get Milton Williams. Because Milton Williams with Derek Brown and Ashawn Robinson would have been a crazy front 3 to put out there in that 3-4. Talk about stopping the run. And you get a potential guy that could come out here and give you something to push in the interior, the bull rush in the interior. He could get you some potential sacks or free up sacks for the edge rushers. I wanted to see that potentially happen. So I'm praying Mason Graham drops to us draft night. That would be really good because you get a guy that, one, you can't pass that talent up. He is the best D tackle in this entire draft, most well-rounded. But what you're gonna do, you need a guy like a Mason Graham that could potentially come in here and clean up. And when I say clean up, he'll play directly over center. Put that boy over center, and him and Derek Brown feeding off each other is gonna be crazy. But if that doesn't happen, my guess is you go and you get a prototypical size guy in an edge rusher. Like for me, I'll take the Georgia boy Mikael Williams, 6'5". The boy, like I said, I know a lot of people, you want to measure him by sacks. He didn't have a high sack number at Georgia, but you don't need to when you got Nazir Stackhouse and Jalen Walker, and you have all these guys that's out here that's being highly touted in the draft. I mean, good God. They have the Justice League on that Georgia defense. And so I would prefer to have Mikael Williams because in a full-fledged role, you can get a guy that can give you Abdul Carter type potential on that edge. That boy, given the opportunity to come out here every snap, he like that. And he can drop back in coverage. So you get a guy, Evero gets a guy that can potentially come out here and be a dual threat and give you everything that you were missing. And he can be a star. Now, the real Sunchild says he is a developmental prospect. I don't believe that, not one bit. Matter of fact, I'll pull up the reading on him since we go in there. You know me, I like to fact check everything. Shout out to Panther Boy 803 for that super chat. He said Luther Burden 3 if we trade back. Lord have mercy. Y'all boy want that receiver, huh? Woo! I'm staying away from that receiver talk, man. Mikael Williams. Here we go. Let me pull it up for you. Mikael Williams to me, and easily. Let me present it. Let me put it on my screen. I want one of them battle-tested Georgia boys. Now, like I said, I know he doesn't jump off the screen with 5 sacks, 5.5 sacks. But like I told you, when you got half of your squad is sitting in the first and second round, god damn. I mean, what more do you want from the guy? I'm just being real with you. I mean, hell, everybody around him in the first damn round. His running mate, Jalen Walker, gonna be picked right behind him as a linebacker. So I'm just saying, when you got that type of talent out there, man, you gotta be able to take your time and just understand what he does best. So this is the write-up on him. 6'5", 260 pounds. Like I said, the junior coming out here from Columbus, Georgia, had 21 tackles, 5 sacks, fumbles forced. He had 2 forced fumbles. And as you see his player rating, he is a 87.7 out of 100, which means that this guy is this is how I judge players. If you're a 70, 75, you're an average starter. 80 means to me that you have start potential. 85 and above means you have superstar potential. You get what I'm saying? You have the ability to come in and take games over. That man say with a low motor. Who he talking about? Who is he talking about? No, you ain't talking about this nigga right here. No. Let's talk about it then. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. Here are the strengths of Mikael Williams. Showcases rare power at the point of attack. Consistently controlling blocks with violent hands and creating separation that allows him to track ball carriers effectively. He brings scheme versatility. Can play with his hands in the dirt or standing up, showing equal comfort rushing from multiple alignments. A natural leverage player who excels at a strong edge, using his length, heavy hands to stack and shed blocks with authority. Demonstrates advanced recognition skills in the run game. Now, what we need here in the run game? Oh, okay. A man said, we're not saying he ain't nice, but at 8, there's better players on the board. Okay. All right. I rest my case, man. Y'all, okay. All right. Go and get your receiver. Go and get Luther Burden. Go ahead. I rest my case. I ain't saying a damn thing else then. Since y'all boys say fuck the nigga that can stop the run, which you had 3,000 yards put up on you this past season. You just say fuck him. Fuck him is what you saying. I'm gonna go and get a receiver because the receiver gonna be able to stop the run. That what y'all telling me. That what y'all niggas telling me around here. Okay. I rest my case. I ain't saying a damn word else. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat. Y'all boys are something else, man. Y'all boys are something else. I'm gonna put a link in the chat, man. Y'all niggas, I don't want to hear not one damn motherfucker tell me that they don't want to stop the. Oh, why the defense can't stop the run? Why ever defense look so bad? Oh, well, you went with the better player, you said. Y'all deemed that fucking Luther Burden and Ted McMillan is a better player than Mikael Williams and James Pierce and one of those guys that you can come out here and get on the defense. Hey, man, to each his own. That's what y'all want. Potato. Link in the chat. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all basically told me y'all don't want no motherfucking edge rusher, so fuck it. Y'all tell me who y'all want. Tell me who y'all want in the chat. Tell me who y'all want. Because obviously edge rushers is not who y'all want. Omar, what's going on?
Q, what's going on, big dog?
Man, how you living?
Cannot complain, man. Cannot complain. Yeah, man, draft is going to be very interesting. I guess from my point of view, I think my big board, how I have it is obviously I say Mason Graham or Abdul Carter 1, Mason Graham 2, Travis 3, but there's a good chance all of them aren't there. And so then I like Ted at 8. If we can't get Ted at 8, I like trading back. Just because between Jalen Walker and Michael Williams, I don't think they're top 10 picks. I think they're 12 through 18. You know what I'm saying? I think they can get moved into the top 10 based off of team need, like us with the edge, but I don't think they're top 10 talents. And I would hate for them to get put with that top 10 talent expectation, similar to Icky. Icky's a top 10 tackle. He doesn't play like it, but we drafted him in the top 10. And so I would trade back.
What?
Icky don't play like no top. You saying Icky play? You saying Mr. False Start at home is a top 10 tackle?
He is a top 10 tackle.
Mr. False Start at home against Atlanta. Remember that game? He's not a top. He's not. He's
top. One game where he had y'all around here with a false start, and y'all boy don't get shit.
No. Hey, Q. I got a hot take. I like Brady Christian look good at left tackle this year when Icky was out. Don't forget, Icky missed some games, I believe. And Brady Christian was at left tackle. And Brady Christian ain't look too bad.
Okay, well, put his ass there all year then. Since you want to put Brady Christensen at left tackle over here,
I would. And you know what we should have did? If you should have do that, and then you move Icky to left guard, then you save the money you spent on Damian Lewis. That's what you do. But it's too late for that. Obviously, now you can't do that. But that's what could have and should have been done. And save yourself 40 to 50 million. Because Damian Lewis is solid. He ain't Robert Hunt, but he's solid. He's solid. He's better than anything we had recently. I'll give you that. But that was just going back to the original topic with the draft. People think we're not going to trade, but my thing is if Sanders is falling too, because I think he's not going past the Saints, I believe. I don't think he's going to fall past the Saints if he's still on the board. So somebody may trade up to 8 with us. I think if we stay within, I say at least 16 at the latest, and if you can get a future second and maybe a next year's third, and then maybe for the fuck of it, they throw in like a sixth or a seventh either this year or next year to trade back roughly 6 to 8 spots. You may entertain it, especially with us only having 1 second this year. If their second is maybe in the, let's say, 40s or let's say maybe like 48, you may have to look into that because we pick again at 57, I believe. I could be wrong with the exact number, but it's somewhere in that range. I just think we have to entertain trading back at 8 if our goal is edge. I just think we can still get them in the teens. So why force it? I guess is my biggest concern. Now I'm not saying we don't need an edge, but I don't think we need an edge. I don't think we need to reach on the edge. I say because it's a
What
deep
the
edge class.
fuck? Come on,
It's a deep
come
edge
on,
class.
Omar. Omar, stop this shit, man.
You can
Stop
get
this
good
shit, bro.
talent. There's a good chance James Pierce not even going to go in the first round, and that's
Omar,
crazy. That's how deep the
Omar.
edge talent is.
So you telling me you'd rather go at 8, pick a fucking receiver, then you watch one of these prime guys like a Mikael Williams or fucking any one of these edge
What's
rushers
up?
bypass up and they go to the fucking Saints and then you got to see that motherfucker get double-digit sacks on your ass for the next couple of years. You okay with that?
I'm not saying we don't get edge at
Y'all
all.
niggas
But
tripping.
my thing is, let's
Y'all niggas
hypothetically,
tripping.
let's say we do go. Let's say we do go 10 at 8. My thing is why I'm so interested and shot by Dre the activist. I like James Pierce, but go look at your consensus mock drafts. He's falling to Washington late. He's not even in some people mock drafts. That's just shot by Dre. That's the activist. And James is my fan, so I hope he go in the first round, but
Omar,
people just out of drafts is going
make sense of this shit. Say you go get a fucking Tech or Luther Burden,
Tech.
and he
Yeah,
don't
let's
come
say
out.
you get Tech.
He come out here and they don't even get a fucking 1,000 yards. But then you look at Mikael Williams, this bitch bust off the scene with double-digit sacks in his first year for the Saints. Now, how the fuck you gonna feel looking at that?
Okay, but
you didn't give him a top 10
how I would look at it is if Tech don't get if you can get my thing is let's look at this wide receiver room. Adam Thielen's not going to be here next year, correct? We can all safely say that Adam Thielen's not going to be here next year. David Moore is not going to be here next year. So right now you looking at Mr. Cowboy Leggett and Jalen Coker. I would at least like to go into next year, and I don't even like Bryce. This is for the Panthers team. I would like a year 3 XL, year 3 Coker, year 2 Tech or Luther Burden. That's not a bad room, and you can add to that room. That's how I'm looking at it. Yes, we need edge, but the fact that we didn't do anything to address this wide receiver room makes me think if Ted is there at 8, that's where they're going. They addressed the edge room. They went and got Pat Jones. They went and got Warren.
They went and got who?
Yeah, who? Yeah, who? I don't know.
Who?
But
Who
once
the fuck
again,
is Pat
they gave
Jones?
him 20 mil. They
Mike
gave him 20.
Jones?
They gave him 20 mil to do something. Well, and they ain't addressed nothing at the receiver room. Like I said, Q, this isn't. I'm just putting myself in their shoes. So when it happens, Q, I won't be shocked or surprised. That's all I'm doing.
Omar, who the fuck is Pat Jones, Omar?
Hey, he's somebody that's gonna get some snaps this year. That's all I can say. Him, DJ. Don't forget you got Amari.
Over getting
You
a
got
fucking
Amari
premium talent
Barno.
at the position. What
You
the
got
fuck are we
DJ
doing?
Johnson. I think we got talent that needs to get developed. You got DJ Johnson. You got Amari Barno coming back. You know, you got Wanham. You got Clowney. You got Pat Jones. You see all the linemen I'm naming off right now? The fact that they ain't do nothing for wide receiver is the exactly reason I think if Ted, and I only think if Ted is there at 8, that's why they do that. If Ted is not there at 8, I'm trading back and I still want to get an edge. But I understand what you're saying. If the guy is there, just grab him. Just grab him. I understand that. Hey, CJ, I'm never drunk, man. Got a little thing rolled up, but I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm sober.
Forsaking me of all niggas. Why me? Why do I have to deal with a fan base that think like this? Why? You say fuck a premium position. Quarterback is the single most important position. After that, getting to the quarterback is the next most thing. And protecting the quarterback. Did you hear me say anything but throwing the fucking ball down the field? Catching the fucking ball. Did you hear me say anything about that just now? Come on, Omar. Premium positions, you got to get talent there.
For
The
team,
fucking Philadelphia Eagles just won a Super Bowl off of premium positions. Oh my God!
And so that's why we want to go reach for some more Georgia. That's why we want to reach for some Georgia linemen because we saw what. I don't like I said. I think it's reaching. I think it's reaching if we get them at 8. I think we can trade back to the teams and they still be. I've only seen Jalen Walker get, and like I said, I just like now looking at a bunch of mock drafts just to see what everybody's saying there. I've seen Jalen Walker go as high as 5 to Jacksonville, which I think is a little strange because I think everybody else is locked in. Mason Graham is going there. Michael Williams, he's only mocked to us at 8. Nobody else wants him. They only put him with us.
Some sandwich making motherfucker that nobody knew, and Deion Jones or whoever the fuck the nigga we were talking about just now is. Oh, well, they just went and got a couple of pieces right here. That's gonna be fine. That's gonna be fine. They gonna go for the receiver.
But who gonna get more snaps? You think? What a receiver at 8 get more snaps?
Dog.
What you mean win games? We got Bryce at quarterback. We're not winning. Q, why do you think we winning games? Q, we got Bryce at a quarterback. We ain't winning games. What are you? I'm thinking about CJ Hill. I believe all them are just guys. Why didn't they get any just guys at wide receiver? Is my counterpoint. Why didn't they get any just guys at wide receiver? Why you ain't get just a guy at wide receiver? We need just guys in that receiver room. That receiver room is thin and mid.
You just went in the first round and got Xavier Leggett. You just got Coker undrafted and got production out of him. You still got Thielen, and then you got a bunch of guys that you're gonna probably invite this year.
Okay, so we got a year.
That still ain't enough for you.
No, not for this year. Not for this year.
What is
not
it
for this year and going next year?
Why is receiver now the number one most important thing in the NFL now? When did that shit happen?
It should always be there. If you look at some of these wide receiver duels right there, and like I said, Q, please, as I repeat, I'm not telling you these are not the opinions and thoughts of Amari Tillman. This is what I think the Carolina Panthers are going to do as constructed of what they've done. If Ted McMillan is there on that board at 8, I see no way. And if they do pass on him and they do go take a Jalen Walker or Williams, you can tell me my black ass was wrong, Q. We put just like that. Because this is just what I think they're going to do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is what I'm preparing myself for.
For football, because once again, am I missing the memo? Did we not have a historic record put up on us against the run this year? Did that not happen?
And that's why they went and invested all that money.
They went and got a bunch of fucking backups.
And then then who they got at safety? They went and paid the most for a safety. And you know why he the safety? Because just in case they make it past the D line, he should be there to get the tackle.
Y'all boys is undefeated, man. You know what, man? I ain't never seen or heard no shit like this right here. And you wonder why you can't fucking win.
Yeah, I'm not, and like I said, I'm not saying this will lead to wins. I am definitely, like I said, I don't think this is going to lead to wins.
Ain't going to lead to no motherfucking wins. I can tell you that now. This shit here, the way you talking right now, you ain't going to get no goddamn win.
But for our next quarterback, I think the wide receiver room would be really good for our next quarterback.
What good is that going to do, Omar? You going to talk about for the quarterback.
You can still work on, you can still improve this defense. I don't, Q,
that nigga not going no way, Omar.
Okay, Q, last quick question. Do you think we draft Jalen Walker or Michael Williams? Does that automatically fix our defense? Do we have a top 15 defense now if we draft one of those players?
You're closer to it than what you was before. See,
you are closer.
I realize you don't 18. Believe in
I think we had 18 and 19.
You don't believe in building defenses. I've noticed that from you.
Hey,
you don't want to pay players and you don't want to build a defense.
Q. I played defense all my life. I'm a defensive football player, so no. I'm definitely good for the defense. I can't tell. Like I said, I'm fine with building defense. Like I keep telling you, I don't believe this isn't what I'm saying go do. This is what I'm saying the Panthers are going to do. That's the difference. When I've seen this team do wild stuff year in, year out, I'm not about to say, yeah, this is what they should do. No, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. I'm trying to get a better job at reading them to see what bullshit they're going to do. So like I said, I don't hate the Ted thing at 8 because it would make sense, but like you said, they could go edge. I'm saying build a defense. I wasn't saying the only reason I didn't say pay Brian Burns is because 30 million. We just wasn't at a spot to where
You go with
his 30
Burns,
million
man. You
was going
just
to help
won't
this
leave
team get any
fucking
more
Burns
better.
alone. You the
You
same nigga
said
that just
Burns.
told me
You said
want to
you
go.
said
I did
Burns.
not mention nothing but no
You said
motherfucking
Burns.
Burns. I ain't mentioned nothing but Burns. You the
You
same
said I
motherfucker
don't
that
want
say
to
you
pay
want a
nobody. You said I
receiver.
don't want to pay
Oh,
nobody.
you damn sure don't. You don't want to pay
No,
nobody.
I
You
didn't
don't
say
want to build
that.
a defense.
No.
You don't want to stop the run. This is what the
Yeah.
fuck we need to do to win, motherfucker.
So
Come
Q,
on.
Q, I'm telling you what the Panthers. So I'm coming from the Panthers standpoint. You coming from the fan standpoint. You are right. That's why the Panthers don't want to win because they want to go
Nigga,
draft
we
Tech.
haven't won in
You are
7
absolutely
fucking
right.
years. This
You
why
are
we doing
absolutely
stupid
because they
shit
don't
like
know how
this.
to
Going to get a
win.
motherfucking receiver over a fucking edge rusher.
Tepper don't
You
know how to
just
win. Dan Morgan don't know how to win. He's never been the main GM. This is his first job as a GM. He don't know how to win. He's been an assistant. He's been in a scout. Dave Canales, this is his first time as a head coach. He don't know how to win. The whole building don't know how to win. Q, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, Q.
You can't expect a bunch of losers to just wake up one day and say, "Hey, I'm gonna learn how to win today." Come on now.
well, you gonna start with getting no motherfucking receiver. Then you would tell me a fucking Deion Jones is we just got Deion Jones. What the fuck does that mean? Who the fuck
You
is
want
him?
to stop you want to stop disrespecting Pat, and you got a whole healthy Wanham. Don't forget that
Oh
because
my
Wanham
bad.
wasn't healthy
Pat
last year.
Jones. Who the fuck is Pat Jones?
Mm.
Huh? Who the fuck is that?
I heard he got 7 sacks, which would be probably like second on our team for most sacks. That's just something I saw.
7 punk ass sacks. Now I'm about to mention Burns. When Burns had 7 sacks, you was all over his ass. You didn't want that motherfucker.
Pat Jones ain't asking for $30 million though. He took his little $20 million. He took his $20 million and shut up. If Burns would have took that 23 to 26, he could have still been a Panther. He wanted Mr. 30, and that's why he took his black ass up to New York. And I hope he having fun. He got Russ, Jameis, and maybe Shador. I don't think they're going to draft Shador anymore, but I wish Mr. Burns the best.
Oh, they
Go and get your
I wish
receiver.
Mr. Burns the
Go and
best.
get your motherfucking receiver. That way you won't go. Yeah, that shit make your dick hard. Go ahead, right here, rock hard for the fucking receiver. I hope you get everything you want.
New York.
What's up, Kendall? What's up, Omar?
I can't call her.
Yeah, man.
Man,
Hey,
you know
look,
what
man. Look,
happens
bro.
when you start with this team,
Look,
man.
bro.
Hey, man.
I'm glad Kendall is on here. I'm glad Kendall on here right
Hey, man,
now.
cut your goddamn headphone down, man. That shit loud.
All right, look. So I told Kendall about years about this raggedy nigga Tepper. I told Kendall about this raggedy nigga and that he only cared about his money for years. And this nigga gonna try to take. He already did it one time before. This is his second time. He gonna take this raggedy team and try to hike up the prices again. People were talking about Tepper like he was a boss, man. He $1 billion. He a boss. This raggedy nigga did this one time before, so he doing it again. That's total disrespect to the people that support this team, to the fans. He don't care nothing about y'all. Pay the money and shut up.
Omar, I'm disappointed in you, Omar. I'm very disappointed in you today.
Hey, but Q, you thinking you thinking that I'm saying it. I'm just preparing you for what the Panthers' logic is. I'm just a messenger. I'm just preparing you. So when it happens, you're going to be like, damn, Omar did try to tell me that this shit may happen. It may not happen. Because if Tech's not there at 8, then we don't have to worry about all this. But like I said, that's all I've been standing from the standpoint of if Ted is there at 8, I don't see them passing Ted at 8. If he's not even on the board, then 8, you go get your premium.
Much better.
You go get your edge rusher.
Okay, appreciate it.
I would still like to trade back, but I think you can still get Walker or Williams in the teens. That's just
so you don't
what
think,
I think.
So you would rather trade back 3 or 4 spots to get the same motherfucker that you know you need, and then you say you
that's the goal. That's the goal.
Nigga, you
that's
need
the goal.
a fucking edge rusher.
So if you can trade back and get more assets and still get your guy, how's that bad? If I know I want Jalen Walker at 8 and I can trade back to 13 and still get Jalen Walker on top of a second-round pick, that's what the Celtics did with Jason Tatum. The Celtics had the first pick, tricked Philly into trading up to get Markelle Fultz. They still got Tatum at 3, and you get future picks. That's great GM work right there. That latter part, yes.
This is the thing, Omar. You know you need that position. You sitting at 8. You know at 9 the Saints is gonna take a fucking edge rusher. Why bullshit around?
Why you think they ain't gonna take a quarterback? Saints need a lot of stuff.
Them boys they need
a lot. Must say they need a lot of stuff. If we don't take Ted at 8, I've seen Ted go to the Saints. How would you feel about that with Olave and that other speedster they got down there? I can't think of his name, but he's solid. He'd be taking the top off.
Well, hey man, power to you. You telling me right now receivers is more important than a goddamn edge rusher. So
I'm telling you if that receiver is there at 8, they taking him over an edge rusher. That's all I'm telling you.
And why is that logical? It's not a bigger need on the team. You just, like I said, you just had a historic 3,000 yards put up on you, Omar. Why are we even thinking in that direction?
Because if I'm Dan Morgan, I want to give this young man Bryce Young everything. I need to know if he's that guy. This is year 3 for him. You got to figure they still believe. Like I said, I'm giving you the Panthers standpoint. You know I hate Bryce Young. You know I'm a Bryce Young hater. I guess that's what I've been called on the YouTubes. I'm a Bryce Young hater. But yes, if you Dan Morgan, I need to work on this defense. Yeah, I gave us Pat Jones. I did some other stuff. But damn, the number 1 wide receiver outside of Travis Hunter is still there at 8. I can pair him with XL and Coker. Adam probably only here another year. David Moore is just a field gap. I just tried to trade for DK Metcalf and missed. I feel like the DK Metcalf trade people are overlooking because it ain't happened. But the fact that they swung their dick on that trade let me know that they interested in a receiver.
You're right. And what I'm telling you is that's not going to lead us to any wins.
It's not, Carolina. But it's the Panthers. But we're the Carolina Panthers, and we haven't won in 7 seasons. So why are you surprised?
Well,
that's all I'm trying to tell you.
Doing this stupid shit right here is going to
definitely be 8 all now. I'm trying to tell you. And that's why I say you argue me about the right thing that you do.
Exactly right. He telling you exactly right what a motherfucker gonna do.
Yeah, go. That's all I'm telling you. So when it happens, we ain't gonna be like, damn, why they do this? This is the same team that traded up for an injured running back and then played him, and he got hurt again. I don't trust anything this team do, man. So when I see the writing on the board of what the BS they may do and how I think it's going under the radar, because a lot of teams aren't mocking Tech to the Panthers, but a few are. Because if he's there at 8, it's definitely happening. Yeah, it's like if Mason Graham is there at 8, they taking him. Like there's certain guys, if they there at 8, they getting snatched. And I think Tech.
I don't know now if Mason Graham is there at 8 now with all with what they did in free agency. I mean, why would you take Mason Graham down?
True. Exactly. And that's what I asked.
You just picked up 2 tackles. So, I mean, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to pick up Mason Graham, Kenneth Walker, or anybody like that. Then you picked up a whole bullshit-ass motherfucking edge rusher. So now that means you're going in the 2nd or the 3rd round to go get another one.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, where's this first-round edge rusher? Are you automatically getting more snaps than some of these vets that we just brought in? I think you should, but if it's done the right way, you probably going to do your time on a bench. Compared to if you go get the Tech going to be on the field day 1. Ain't no reason Tech shouldn't be on the field.
I asked you a question earlier. If Tech don't get 1,000 yards his first year, is that not a disappointment?
Yes, it will be a disappointment. But then who do you look at that point?
They're not looking at Bryce.
You have to. You know why? There's no more hiding from the fact. You know why, Q? Because it's contract time. It's contract time. After the 3rd year. No. I'm just saying. After the 3rd season.
I watched them take Xavier Legette. They traded up in the 1st round to get that boy. And the minute that boy stopped catching that fucking football, they say that boy was basically a walking dummy. He couldn't catch. His hands broke. Something wrong with the motherfucker. That's what's gonna happen to Ted McMillan. All of a sudden, when he don't catch that ball in that one game for Bryce, it's gonna be all hell to pay around here.
And that's what it's gonna be. My thing with XL looked his best when Andy Dalton was throwing him the ball. He scored his first touchdown against the Bengals. Andy Dalton threw him that. He looked real good against the Raiders. Andy Dalton was throwing him the ball. So obviously, the problem with XL is a Bryce problem. And it may be a problem. If you give Bryce 2 number 1 receivers and he can't get any of them over 500 yards, that's when you have to look at the quarterback, especially going into year 4 at that point. Because at that point, you have to start looking at an extension. So that's my whole point. Like, it would make so much sense for them to take Ted at 8 just so they can give them some type of hope that Bryce is somebody. So when they go into these extensions, they don't want to give up on Bryce. We know the truth. We know who Bryce is. We know Bryce not that guy. But they don't want to do that. That's all I'm giving you the standpoint is from what the Panthers may do. And I understand why you hate it, because we haven't won. We haven't won anything, and we won't win nothing.
$200 million. Say it with me. 3 years, $200 million.
Don't you dare speak that.
Yeah, for who?
Goddamn right.
Don't
you dare speak that.
3 years, $200 million for who? Who we just signed?
Bryce Young. They gonna get that nigga 60 fucking million a year. Damn it,
man. Like I said, whatever CJ get, just deduct about 50 million from that. Maybe even 100.
That's bad business. If CJ get his money first.
I wish they would go. I wish they would go.
It's gonna be pressure.
I wish they would go.
You gotta get 3 games. We have 3 good games for the season. They'll sign that bitch with the quickness.
We already got a made man with 2 playoff wins. We still waiting on hypotheticals of Brace. We got a made man, a 2-time division winner with 2 playoff wins. Compared to a guy we still.
Omar. CJ Stroud getting his money.
Yeah, of course.
CJ Stroud getting his money. This year right here. CJ Stroud get his money first. That's gonna put pressure on the Panthers as the number 1 guy, the number 1 overall pick in that draft class. The number 2 guy solidified and got his money.
Go.
Every time you turn around, it's us as the Panthers did Bryce Young wrong.
That is going to lead us to we're going to have some real fucking conversations in that organization about what are we doing, because he can't come out. Like I said, right now off the top of my head, I think this is possibly another 5 to 7 win team. That's nothing superior, bro. You can't just keep throwing out 3 to 5 wins. That's just yeah.
You ain't lied yet.
Like, that's just another. They're gonna say it's progress though, because he went from 1 I guess he really only got 4 wins. I guess he went from 1 to 4 to 7. So he on a 3-game trajectory. Like, just that little BS. And it's like, bro, I'm not. If they want to sit here and play those games, CJ is going to get his money with no problems. CJ can come out there and they can finish last in the division next year, and he can still come to the table and be like, y'all know who I am. He gonna get paid regardless. Yeah. Braves don't have that same luxury. Like you said, if they feel pressure at that, then that means they're gonna have some real conversation.
They're gonna feel that pressure. That's just the way the NFL works. They're gonna feel that pressure.
Man.
That pressure gonna be real.
Like I said, that's why I said Q. It's ugly, man, because there's 2 different pathways. You have the pathway of winning, which you may be talking about, but you have to have the pathway of trying to protect this team, which is hoping that Bryce Young pans out. Because you look stupid as hell trading up for Bryce Young and you don't even give him a second contract. And you know they ain't going to trade Bryce. They'll probably just let him go. So you got absolutely nothing. You lost. Talk about the return on investment on Bryce Young if you just let him walk after his contract. No extension, no trade. You lost money. You ain't go to 0. You in debt now at that point.
Omar, me as a Panther fan, I have exhausted all my benefits. I'm just like the insurance people now. I have exhausted all my benefits now. I'm getting to the point now where I'm tired. I'm tired of this stupid shit.
And you know, Q, what you do when you tired, and go back to your first topic, that's when you don't take your black ass to games. I haven't been to a Panther game in about a year and a half. I went to Bryce Young first game, his preseason game against the Jets, realized he wasn't that guy then, haven't been back since. I'm just not going. I will sit here, watch the games at home in the comfort of my home where I can drink for free, smoke whenever I want to, and then hop on here and talk shit about the team. But I'm not driving down to Charlotte, getting a hotel room, buying 2 to 3 tickets, about to have a good time to go watch a shitty team. So that's why I don't go to games. I respect the fans that do go to games. I respect the fans that sell their tickets to opposing fans. Get your money back. I respect it, especially if they're going to keep raising the price and the product ain't getting better. Don't go to games. It sucks to say, but That's what happens when you tired and you lose hope.
See,
Today it went up by 6%.
when y'all say that, see, the NFL is a machine. So
True, it's a
I mean,
business. It is a business.
yeah, it's a business. And look at the
It's a
price of
business.
egg. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I
Inflation,
mean,
yeah.
the
And
inflation
I think it has something to do with the
it's
salary
gonna go
cap as
up.
well. Yeah, salary cap going up. They
Exactly.
got to
Yeah,
get this money back.
but
Salary keep going
go.
up.
I need eggs to live. I don't need the Carolina Panthers to live now.
Sure
Now,
don't.
I
And I
like that
understand that,
analogy
but
you was about to do, but nah, nigga, it's different.
some people going to them games regardless. Shit. I
Q.
mean, we
Some of
look,
them boys
we look,
need Bryce. They need Bryce to
yeah,
live, Q.
The
yeah.
fuck we do.
I said
Uh,
them.
They
I ain't
can't.
say us.
oh, boy, you have a
What
blood pressure up just now, boy.
Look, shout out
Boy.
to Cheshire Cat for the $2 super chat. He said, take a break, Q, and drink some cognac. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Take it to the head. Take it to the head.
And I ain't trying to drive you to drink, man. I just wanted to give you the Carolinas point of view that I see the writing on the wall, and it's
Now,
an ugly writing, but
now,
I
now, now,
just
now,
see
now,
it.
now, Omar, when you tell me you didn't give a fuck about edge rushers, you want an 8, a fucking receiver, or if not, trade back because you don't believe Mikael Williams or Jalen Walker is that guy.
I think
I
you can
said to
still
you
get them.
then, you fucking up. Because those guys are very much so 8 worthy at pick number 8. You wrong on that one. I'm here to tell you that.
We will see. We will see. Hey, I
Yeah,
just
Especially for
know.
the
you can fuck around if
I
you
just
want to
know.
and let them
I
boys go
just
to the
know.
Saints. That's your ass. I'm gonna tell you
especially
that.
for the Carolina Panthers though, Omar. Especially for the Carolina, like you said it yourself. Carolina Panthers needs everything. Need everything. So
What he's
when people
saying,
talk about
they're not good enough to take it 8, is what he's saying.
no, not for the
Come on,
Panthers.
dog.
People get this. I don't know where people get this shit from. Talking about this guy. I wouldn't pick this guy. This one. I wouldn't pick this guy. This number or what the
There
fuck
we
ever.
go.
Your
Yeah,
team needs
yeah.
that position. That's what the fuck you pick.
But like you said,
I don't, I don't know
like you
what
said, go,
position got a fucking
we
number
need,
on his back.
like you said, go, we need everything. So it don't matter if we in a boat that got 15
Oh,
holes and we plug one hole and be like, yeah, we got to get this very hole right here. Guess what? You still got 14 other holes you got to plug.
I mean, you still gotta be strategic about it.
Plugging
I
them
mean,
motherfuckers. You keep plugging
e-
them.
even
But
in what Omar just said,
you
if you
got to
got
be strategic,
all the
bro.
holes,
I
even if you
agree,
got a bunch of
Trump.
holes in the boat, you
Which
you
one is
gonna cover the
you got
biggest
to get the
hole up
big hole?
first.
Exactly. Pause. But
nah, nigga,
yeah,
you gonna
Pause.
still drown. You got to go and get a new boat. Fuck the bullshit.
No,
Stop
I mean,
bullshitting.
but
you in
if
the
you in the
lake.
middle of the ocean,
You in the middle of the lake.
if you're in the
You
middle of the ocean, you ain't got to get no new
Oh
boat.
no, a new
you in
boat.
a
First of
race
A
for
new
the
all,
boat.
Super Bowl.
first
You
of
in a
all,
race.
good
A
You
to
in a
new
catch
boat
race
the
is
for
a
the
black
Super
ass
quarterback,
Bowl.
Q.
out there with
A
that
new boat
ragged
is a
ass
quarterback,
fucker.
Q.
That's the damn
Exactly.
fact.
Okay,
Go.
okay.
You
Because I
catch
saw
ass
somebody
out
put
there
that
with
in the
that
chat
ragged ass
that ain't no
Tell
fucker.
him,
such thing
Logic.
as reaching in the
Yeah.
draft.
Hey,
So
Ken
fuck
Nelson, you
it.
should
At
have went
8,
out there in that raggedy boat.
pick Jackson Dart at 8 then. Say fuck it. You know? Let's just take the
Man,
whole shit up
You do
then.
that, ain't you set this bitch on fire, Logic.
cause
Burn the
logic,
bitch
Bruh.
down then.
cause logic.
Yeah,
You'll have F450
they'll
Twitter
burn
back
Bank of
outside
America
if you do
down.
that.
Oh yeah.
You have F4 Twitter. You know they've been quiet since Cam retired. They'll come back up if Jackson Dart is around, and I may join them. I may say give Jackson Dart a chance. I don't care. Fuck
There you
Bryce
That's a
go.
Young.
damn shame. Listen how
Every game.
this nigga
Jackson
is.
Dart.
Yeah, I might get a
Jackson.
Dart jersey. Yeah, I get a Dart jersey. I ain't got a single Bryce in my house. I
There
get
you
a
Bruh.
go.
Dart
Look.
jersey for
See? Know what I'm
sure.
talking about? Because they just said in the chat that ain't no such thing as a reach. So shit. Get Jackson
Hell
Dart at
yeah,
8. Get your
Jackson
boy
Dart at
Royal from
8.
Utah State at 2nd, and then go defense the rest of the draft. Shut these motherfuckers up.
I'll be damned.
I'm getting
I ain't gonna
tired of
lie.
hearing.
But
I'm
Jackson
getting.
Dart.
that's a reach
I'm
though.
just messing good. I know they ain't gonna do that shit, but
Let me
listen,
tell you
But
they
something.
obviously had a
Logic.
game plan these last couple drafts, and the shit been retarded. So I mean, what can we say?
Jackson Dart with this team right here, you might win the damn division. You just might. That's just how good
I
he
think
is.
he might know how to use Excel.
Nah,
Mm,
That
mm,
nigga threw
I
for
think he
500
may
yards
know.
in the game, man. He got potential there.
Got an
mm.
Like I
arm
said,
too, bro. Jackson Dart got an arm. I mean, uh, yeah.
like I said, I just look at people talk about the Eagles. The people talk about the Eagles draft, and this is what also I hate about Bryce. Just Bryce fans, at least they don't look at the whole story. They only pick out specific games and instances. I look at all the instances where XL was wide open down the sideline and had to slow up because Bryce underthrew the ball. but it's a drop on XL. We got to call it fair on both sides, though. That's what I
Facts.
mean by
That's
Bryce using
you
XL.
Facts.
know that's what anybody gonna do for anybody that they like. They're gonna try to
Like,
not point
damn.
out what they do bad. But Bryce did a lot of bad stuff, which is why we look at Bryce fans like y'all niggas crazy. Because
Well,
look,
it's
I don't. You remember before all they wanted to show you was the Green Bay game. Now
yeah.
this year all they want to show you is the Atlanta game where he scored 5 touchdowns. I said, but let's look at the other games though. They don't want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just if I hear one more Bryce fan say something about messing with Bryce's confidence, I'm gonna lose it, man.
I want to see Bryce
I
perform in
don't
a
care
game
about
that's
his
not
confidence.
meaningless. I want to see him perform in a game with some stakes on the line. I don't care what you do at the end of the season, nothing on the line for you. You can go play free
Facts.
as you will. Go do that week one. Come out week one with that same energy. Come out week one with your nuts hanging. That's what I want
Mhm.
to see. But if he
Omar,
come out
what
on
other
this trying to be safe and
He
scared, that's why I
tried
said
that.
we're going to learn what because he better play the preseason. They'll be stupid if he don't play the preseason. Go ahead, shake that rust off. Go ahead, get comfortable.
Hold on now, Omar, because that's the shit they pulled this year. Him not
Oh,
playing the
I already know what
preseason.
excuse they're gonna use. They're gonna say
Okay.
Austin Corbett ain't healthy at center, so we don't want to put Bryce behind an injured O line, which is BS because Austin Corbett gonna get hurt in week 5 anyway. So I don't want to hear that, bro. You need to go play in the preseason because week 1 you need to go. You need to be ready to go, man. We ain't a
You hear
team
what
that
you
can be
just said,
starting 0 and
Omar?
4, man.
You should have never signed a nigga if you know he gonna be hurt by the middle of the season.
Yep.
God damn.
We don't. So you know what we did in this case? We signed 2 niggas, so we got the backup to the nigga and K Mays just in case the first dude get hurt. No long term solutions, just temporary fixes. No long term solution. We ain't had a franchise center since Ryan Khalil. How long ago was that?
I just don't
Damn.
understand how they
Disgusting.
talk so much junk about the wide receiving core, but you can't. But that
Disgusting.
also is directly correlated to the quarterback. If
And
there's like
nobody
they don't put
and
them
nobody
together.
wants to help him out though. Like I
Nope.
said, nobody want to
Nope.
help him out though. But
Nope. Because you like again, just like Quan was saying, at the end of the day, if you beat the coverage, if you're receiving, you beat the coverage, but you got to wait for the ball to get there. You just let the defense get back in play. Now it's an incomplete pass, or they break it up. They're looking at you. Why you dropped the pass? Really? Come on now. You
Yep.
got to be fair with it. That because that
Everybody
goes
want
hand in hand.
everybody wanted to blame XL, for dropping the ball. I'm like, man, look, if you know football, then you know that not no one play causes you to lose a football game.
No,
So when you
exactly.
when you ask those guys, let's go back and see what the quarterback did wrong. They don't want to do it, man. They look, man.
they don't want to talk
Football
about
is the ultimate.
interception.
Football is the ultimate team sport. So that's
Absolutely.
why that's why I'm like, I want it. That's why I hate when the NFL goes such and such led the team to a victory, or they usually say the quarterback won the game. The whole team did it.
Well, that's just the way it is, Twan. The
Yeah.
head coach and the quarterback is they taking that on the chin. The win and the loss, they taking that on the chin.
But
You're
the
not
thing
Yep.
is,
you're
when
not
we lose, no, Kendall. But when they lose, then they want to blame the guy. Look, they want to blame me for dropping a ball, or I got beat on the coverage on one play.
I mean, look at the wasn't that the New York game when Chuba got off? We went into overtime or whatever, and he basically got us
got
into the
credit
red
for the
zone,
win. Yeah,
and they gave
right.
Bryce the credit
Yeah,
when
Mm-hmm.
Chuba should have been the player of the game and everything else.
Everything.
Yep. But because you at quarterback, you get that
you're
love,
the
even though he
quarterback.
clearly carried them that day.
And then logic, football, like Twan, football is the ultimate equalizer too, because football is a game scenarios. Because now you fast forward to Tampa when
Hmm.
Chuba fumbled, and now everything is on Chuba.
There you go.
And now it's all Chuba
There you go.
fault that
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
lost the Tampa Bay
There you
game.
go.
There you
Football,
go.
that's why you can't fake football. 17 games, you're going to show who you are. That's why my biggest question
Exactly.
for Bryce is consistency. I don't think he can be consistent over a 17 game stretch in the NFL, which is what you have to be
Okay.
a good to elite quarterback. You have to
But
be
you
Now
ain't
go
you
consistent.
ain't said nothing wrong,
to your
Omar,
head
because up
coach
until this
though.
point, going into year
Go to your
three,
head
he's
coach.
not played every game. So there's can't nobody dispute what you just said. Because as
He
of
done
right
got
now,
he done
we
got
have not
benched in
seen it.
every season. He done
He's
got
been
benched.
benched
He got
every
benched.
season.
He
You
got
gotta
benched
see. You
Seattle. I
gotta
don't
go.
care what
Go
fake
to your
injury they
head
talking about.
coach as a play caller. When y'all was just talking about plug and play quarterbacks and Jackson Dart and things like that, you do not have a head coach that's that big time of a play caller or know how to run scripted plays like that in situational football like say a Sean Payton did with the Bo Nix or um Kevin O'Connell
Yeah,
with Sam Donald. You see what I'm saying? You don't have that type of play caller
yeah, we
over
fucked
here.
up. Yeah,
That's like that.
we kept calling that
So
dumbass jet sweep with every receiver on the roster, hoping it would finally work. Like just dumb stuff like that. A flea flicker on the 30-yard line. Like those are the type. That's why I never wanted Canales to call plays. And I was like, I'd rather just an offensive
the
coordinator
offense
call
is
plays.
the
But
offense is not going. I don't give a fuck. You could have had DK ass up here. It's not gonna be prolific. That offense is not gonna be prolific like that. Don't give a fuck. It's not.
yeah, it's a long way to
Let
go,
them
Key.
tell it wasn't supposed to be. It's supposed to be run heavy. We established the clock, keep
Yeah.
the ball, and shoot, tough it out on defense. That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, it better be
And
that
then
this year.
when the nigga got into a bind though, what did he do? He went to this. When he got in a bind again, he went to that. He went to that. He don't know what the fuck he gonna do.
Like I
That's what I'm
said,
trying to tell you.
I was
Yeah.
telling somebody, you are down 10-0 in the first quarter. You can still establish a run. If you think because you're down 10-0 in the first quarter, you can no longer run the ball anymore, you have I don't like that. You have to
That's
keep you
crazy.
can't get
That's
past
facts.
half.
That's
That's what would
facts, though.
happen. We would come out and get down maybe in the first, and now we going five wide. Why are we going five wide? Establish like, especially if your whole offense is built on second down play actions. So that's the whole offense, really, if we've been honest. They want to run on first down, play action you on second down, either hit you deep or take you short. If you set up a short, then we're going to run it on third down. That's ideally what Canales wants to do up and down the field. Take your occasional deep shots, keep the run game going so you can have a solid play action. That's all Canales is trying to run here. But when you don't run it on first down and you abandon it, now you're at second and long, defense can just pin the ears back pretty much.
And he's gonna develop a pattern for his fucking self. And he's gonna be predictable.
Mm-hmm. Say again, Coach. You
Hey,
get out there and get predictable, you gonna get shut down.
people already got his number. They already got
Mm-hmm.
his number.
Yeah, Kitty, that's Valerian the Black Dread. You know what I'm saying? We on some dragon ass shit tonight.
Well, I said my man went GOT tonight.
Yeah. Hey, listen. At the end of the day, Bryce Young, I keep seeing people talk about how they ended the season. How we ended the season. We got promise. How we ended the season. How we ended the season. We got promise into next year. I'm not trying to be disingenuous when I say this. Did we really believe what we saw at the end of the season it was legit?
No,
Reason why I
I
say
don't.
that, do you remember who we played? And again, I know they're gonna talk junk, they're gonna say I'm not being real, talking junk about Bryce, but who you play matters. That's all I
And
want to say. When y'all
and
talk about the
Logic
end of the season, go back and look at who we played. That's
and
all I'm gonna
Logic.
say. Yes,
They're
sir.
in that they're going to ignore that game in Tampa Bay where we got waxed, and they're going to ignore the bad Dallas Cowboys team who just came in and just made you look like child's work. You lost to you got embarrassed by a bad Cowboys team. Cooper Rush was the other quarterback on the other side.
Cause they came in there,
Well,
Omar,
yep,
and they was
yep.
not playing with your ass. They came in there and they took care of business. They came in there and they didn't say, "Oh,
Okay,
well,
and
y'all ain't won shit." You know what I'm saying? They came in there for business. They came in there standing on a square. That's what the fuck happened.
they were still fighting for their coach at the time. I remember we was talking the other day about the Saints. When you didn't want to credit them for Bryce for getting that win against the Saints there because they had all them injuries. But when you know your coach on the line, like the Cowboys, they knew their coach job was on the line. They coach still lost their job. If you got some pride, you still playing hard. That's all I was trying to say the other day. But
What? That's the thing, though. Look what we doing. He had his best game last year against Green Bay. Why? Because they had backups in. There's no excuses. Call it what you want, but you can't call it a lie. Those are facts. You get this year going against Atlanta, have one of they don't have a defense, and then he has some production there. Again, call it excuses, but you can't call it a lie. We gotta stop doing this, man. Why do we always have to have excuses or certain things to play out for Bryce in order to be in his favor or whatever? Why it just can't be that he got out there, he balled his ass out and took care of business? No, it ain't that. We playing bad teams and having to go to overtime and shit. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on. Let's call it what it is. At the end of the day, I don't care if you like him as a person. At the end of the day, it's not enough. This is the #1 overall pick, and we going against bad teams having to go to overtime. The damn Giants. The damn Giants. Got to go to overtime to beat these suckers, man. Come on. Are we real? Let's be real now. And y'all expect that guy to come in 2025 and have a breakout season and put us in the postseason. Let's be
No,
legit. Come on now. Come
I don't,
on.
I don't think I don't think they're hoping for Bryce to have a breakout season. They're hoping for the rest of the team to have a breakout season.
You know what?
No,
You know what, Twan? Yeah, no, no,
they,
no, 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 no,
they,
no, 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 no.
they
He
want him
right.
to.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. He right. You know why? Because if
They
the
want
team
Bryce to
have a
be plug
breakout
and play.
season, he get
Yeah,
carried anyway. Then he'll have a good
exactly,
season. Because he is the
exactly.
ultimate guy that got to get carried. He like a goddamn
Yeah,
backpack. He Dora Explorer. He that monkey ass nigga right there on her
yeah.
back all the damn time. He got to be carried for him to be successful. He got carried in
Straight up.
Matter Day. He got carried at Alabama. He gonna get his ass carried at Carolina, or he gonna get the fuck out. One or the other.
So y'all telling me that if this cat go out
Flip
there
flop.
and do 4,100, you know what I'm saying? 4,100, 35 tubs, 8 interceptions. That these motherfuckers won't lose their motherfucking mind? Come on now.
But hey, yeah.
Panthers love him, bro.
This motherfucker, man, you can't even build this team. Just like Omar said, if McMillan is there, they going with the wide receiver. What do? They try to go on a weekend and get DK Metcalf. You know we didn't have no money, y'all. Y'all know this. We done said it hundreds of times. We've been disputed. They went out there and restructured a bunch of players so they could free up some money, shake some strings on this cap. And what were they getting ready to do with it? Go spend $13 million on a receiver, right? When you had a fucking your cornerback take another piece from the defense. What was JC gonna do? Get franchise tag? So you just said fuck the defense again, right?
That's what they do, go. They say fuck the defense around here.
If you were getting ready, if you'd have hit on DK, it'd have been fuck the defense. How you gonna do something with the defense when you just spent 30 mil?
Well, if you listen to Omar say you got Pat Jones and you
Okay,
got a couple of other motherfuckers around here, so you
okay,
ain't worried about defense.
okay.
That was gonna build through the draft, man.
How you gonna
I
bid through the
mean,
draft at the
well, I
premium
mean,
position, pick number 8? You gonna take that and go get a fucking receiver?
well, look, I mean, look. Kendall been
No,
saying
he
it for
said
years.
if we
Kendall been
got
saying
DK.
build through the draft for years, and he's absolutely correct. I mean, at some point we got to do that. I mean, I'm just answering it like if they would have took DK, then they would have built. They would have had no choice but to build through the draft.
You really don't know what these motherfuckers have done, Twan. You really don't know what these motherfuckers have done.
Man, look at that. Shout out to CJ here for the 199 super chat. BY9 has 2 career wins in regulation, 4 in overtime. Lord have mercy. And the real Sunchild said, 1 road win in 30 games. Lord Jesus. And we talking about 2025 about to be a breakout year.
That's their king.
I-
Boy, that goddamn Justin Long know how to cut a nigga juggler around here, boy. This nigga say it's really easy to be critical of NFL players, not understanding this is a hard game and most players don't pan out. The Bryce conversation in Pantherland is low hanging fruit for any low IQ fan. Shout out to BCPP.
I mean, this is the first time. I mean, he got it right.
Boy, that nigga
But
there.
I mean, the conversation got to be had because it's like Omar said. You're going into year 3. The other guy that has 2 playoff appearances in your same class is getting ready to get paid. He's getting ready to get paid. So now the pressure is getting ready to be on the Carolina Panthers What are you going to do with this guy going into year 4? You still got a bunch of question marks, or does the team have the question marks, or does the organization have the question mark? Is it going to be coaching again? Is we going to fire the coach for this motherfucker again and bring in yet another quarterback guru or offensive guru? What the fuck?
Let me ask this question, and me ask you. I tell me y'all agree with it. I think Carolina is trying to build this team through whoever we picking up in free agency, and if they go knock the draft out, I think they're trying to build this team so even if Bryce Young doesn't work out, it'll be a very attractable team for a free agent quarterback or somebody getting the draft that wants to come here.
Twan, if that's the case, Twan, I'm okay with it.
Because we
If
got
that's
the
the case, Twan, I'm
pieces.
okay with it.
Yeah, we got the pieces. So if Bryce don't work out, it don't mean we still don't got the rest of the team.
Yeah, you got to build. I mean, at the end of the day, it ain't just about Bryce. You got to build the team. So yeah, if they do that, cool. If he won't work out, move on. Get you a free agent dude, and then get you a rookie, and move on about our business. It ain't all
So
about Bryce.
don't that put you back on the carousel again? Because you done that before.
Well, you can't get off that ride. Go till shit get right.
You
They
back on
gonna
the carousel again.
come back.
Because you done
Yeah,
this before now.
we done it
Teddy,
before.
Sam,
Yeah, yeah,
DJ,
yeah.
goddamn Baker. You done this before now.
Well, yeah.
So now we're going back into free agency again?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Merry-go-round.
I mean, you want Bryce gone, don't you? I mean, you don't want him here, then.
Yeah.
If you want him gone, that's what we got to do. It's either get a good quarterback that's like, damn, man, look what Carolina doing over there, and Bryce is trash. Look, I want to go play there, or you're going to have to go in the draft. Either way, you got to get back on a ride. Just give me your tickets.
Man, quarterbacks is just like big men. That nigga either washed or he whatever, by the time he making a free agency, bro. Come on now. Y'all, let's be real.
But the immediate thing I think about is stuff like the Rams situation. They had the team, they just didn't have the quarterback. They went and got old boy from Detroit and won
They
the damn Super Bowl
traded
the
for
very next
him.
year.
They traded for him,
That'd be what Carolina have to do. Put the team together, man. And you might have to have the quarterback last.
That don't pop up every day. That don't pop up every day. That don't pop up every day. You act like
There's
that
no
happens
perfect
every
scenario.
day. Where you take your Jared Goff was a quarterback that just was like what 3 years removed, 2 years removed from the Super Bowl, and he had to get out of there because of circumstances. And Stafford wanted out of Detroit, so they did what they did: picks, traded players. That don't
They both
happen
did
every day,
well.
bro. They were two good players that just needed to move. That type of situation don't pop up every day. Now, could the Panthers get lucky? But then again, look at what happened in that same deal. We was in play for Stafford. He did not want to come here. The
I wonder why.
motherfucker got want to come here too. To make a deal, you got to have a trade partner. You got to have everybody got to be well. Oh yeah, I want to go to Carolina. I want to go to Carolina. Who's on that train? Yeah.
What's that phrase? They said if you build it, they will come.
Okay.
Maybe you got to build a team, around this little dude. And then, hey, you just don't fit, man. We got to go get the right guy now.
Well, you can't, man. You got to have exciting young talent for people to want to come and play with them guys. So, where is the exciting young talent? that's on the team. Not these free agents that you signing right now. That's not gonna cut it. These 2 and maybe 3 year deal guys, that ain't gonna cut it. They rotational players at best. Every one of them that you just picked up is a rotational guy at best. You didn't get no star in free agency. Stop that shit, man.
Yeah, Kitty, that's where it came from. Field of Dreams.
Yeah, well, this is one of them ones where I just I don't understand the rationale around here and why we saying some of the stuff we said. And so doing things the correct way always you see the franchises that do it. You see Philly, you see the Lions, you see hell, even the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You see everybody around in this area who take the time to build things the correct way, they flourish from it. We don't for some reason because we're taking the time to put feelings in front of how we build things around here. It's not the best way to build because that investment that you put feeling into, you're going to go out of your way to make sure that you put a lot around that, and it's going to require devotion. It's going to require you putting extra attention on it. It's going to require you actually hurting one side of the football to cater to this side of the football. That's what we're seeing around here in Carolina. We're catering so much to one position right now, it's hurting the entire team. Meanwhile, the ticket prices is going up. I'll be damned. Ain't that a bitch?
Hey, brother. Hey. I'm not real mad about the ticket prices going up because that's
What?
economics.
I mean, well, you ain't planning to go on the game and spend no goddamn money this year anyway, so it ain't bothering you.
Yeah, but that's
Shit.
economics. I mean, they went up across the league. It,
I'm
it ain't
just
the only
saying,
thing that the
economics
ticket
or
price
not,
went up.
you ain't planning on going any damn way. So I mean, for a motherfucker who plan
But
on
the
going,
only thing
I'm upset.
that you would say is because we putting a trash product out there. You gonna say, oh, that shit shouldn't go up because it's a trash product.
2 years ago, Carolina, David Tepper had us with the fourth highest ticket price. It wasn't due to inflation then.
It's been
He
like
just
that though,
chose,
Twan. It was
he
like that
just
when
chose to do
Richardson was
it.
there.
But look, no way
It
Carolina should even be on the top 20 for ticket prices. Like
how
you
you
said, you can go there. You can go to Atlanta. You can sit close. Even the food in the Atlanta Stadium is cheaper. You can go up there and get you a feast. Come down there, and sit close, bring your family, and watch a game, bro. Close in a
you
better
know why that
stadium.
is? You know why that is? People, you have tourists, you have all type of people come to Atlanta, business, this and that. It's a bigger city. The ticket price has been like that, man, when Richardson had it. You know that, right?
Mm-mm,
It was an
I don't.
expensive ticket then. Well, you must didn't go to no games then.
It wasn't expensive.
Yes, it was. It's been
Not
that way.
It wasn't
It's been
overly expensive like how it is now, though. Is what being
mm-mm.
said. Yeah, they were high then, but it was like it still was affordable. You get what I'm saying? Like you can go in the
well
nose
now
and pay a decent amount and not be, hit over the head.
But
Stop
we didn't.
fucking
well
We didn't.
nosebleed.
ho, y'all. That ticket price was say more expensive than going to this place or that place or whatever. It's always been like that. Always been like that.
Okay.
Let me
I'm
tell you the
just telling
difference,
you.
Kendall.
I go to
Kendall,
other. I
listen.
go to Twan. You can't tell me when I go to other stadiums and the Panther ticket price was always more expensive than those other stadiums. It's always been like that. I'm telling you.
Okay. Now watch this right here. Q. We didn't mind paying that price because we was
You've
doing
been
what Q
winning.
back in the day.
Of course.
You've been
We was
winning.
winning. We not winning now, and this dude want to go up on the price. That don't make sense to nobody. That's like if you go in a grocery store and you like, man, y'all keep right on selling us these old beans, week old beans, and that's what we've been buying for you. Now all of a sudden you want to go up on that price on some week old beans. Now except these some 2 week old beans. See, a lot of times when it comes with rich people, it's just like it don't have to make sense to us.
Has
It
nothing
makes
to
sense
do
to
with
them.
has nothing to do with the dude being rich or poor. Has nothing to do with it.
So why is he charging more per ticket? What's the reasoning behind that? He could have easily said, "I'm gonna leave the ticket price where it is until we start winning." You're gonna try to tell me because everybody else doing it, right?
I just told you it was the market, and it's the NFL, and it's the economy.
Okay.
You want to paint the dude as Dark Vader or something like that, like he's the devil. I mean, okay, if that's what you want to put out there. I'm just telling you, like, what it really is, why the price was, and the ticket price for a Carolina Panther football game
Hmm.
has been like that since conception.
Okay, so I just did a little bit of research while I was sitting here. And when I mentioned Atlanta earlier and the different other places that have cheaper prices, the population of Atlanta, 500,000. Population of Charlotte, as of lately, 900,000. More than almost twice the people are in the city of Charlotte. And as a whole,
There's way more
is
people than that in Atlanta,
You
bro.
just you, exactly. Yeah. That ain't right. And then
You,
you just saying Atlanta.
you
I
You're
just
not
probably
I
talking
just
about
I
the
just
Fulton
type in
yeah,
County.
Atlanta
All,
population.
all,
yeah.
okay. Atlanta's not big. I mean, Charlotte's not bigger than Atlanta, bro.
It's Atlanta and then it's Atlanta Metro. It's all the surrounding areas.
Atlanta
Don't
Metro
count.
is 6 million.
Right.
There, there you go.
I'm talking about the Atlanta
That's
part in
Atlanta.
the air in the city part though.
You can't, but bro, you can't do it.
Never mind,
It
never
don't
mind.
work
Go,
like
never mind.
that.
You can have it. You can have it. I ain't even about to go there
It
with
don't
you.
work like that, Q.
I ain't even about to go there with you.
The metro area is Atlanta though.
I'm not even about to go there
Yeah,
with
it don't work like that. If I'm gonna say I'm in East
you.
Point,
All
them
right.
niggas still say they in Atlanta. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Okay. Okay. I'm not even about to go there. I'm just leaving that alone. Anyway, well, yeah. Well, what you got now, Mr. Know-It-All? What you got now?
Ain't no fucking know it all. You just told me that Charlotte is bigger than Atlanta, bruh. And then you gonna try to get like you gonna try to get goddamn upset when you say Charlotte is bigger than Atlanta. Come on, man.
He accepted it though. He said he bailed out. Atlanta's
I'm not even.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna come with that one there because no, man, no. Charlotte ain't no bigger than no Atlanta.
Nah. Atlanta's like downtown Atlanta is what's considered Atlanta.
That's Atlanta. There's the city of Atlanta, and then there's
Atlanta Metro. Yeah, the
Yeah,
city
yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah.
like the downtown area.
Man, we got
But
the
the
family
whole
involved
Atlanta.
now.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, my
Boy,
wife lived there.
y'all
My
boy
wife lived there for
diabolical,
6 years.
boy.
Yeah, my wife lived there for
I
6 years.
mean,
So
it
yeah.
is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got
What you got to
Stone Mountain,
understand
East
as
Point. You got
as as a
Morrow.
fan of the Atlanta Hawks, you have a fan base that's wishy-washy, hot and cold.
Yeah, that's true.
So that number that you see there is about a tenth of that fucking number. That 6 million that you see they put up, they probably really barely 600,000, and they off and on. All I'm saying, and when I tell you them bitches is off, if you losing, they don't want nothing to do with the Falcons. If you winning, you will see T.I., the Migos, all them boys over there, A-Town stumping. But that's just how them boys is. That's just how it is, man. It's a
You also
finicky
okay,
fan base from
but
football, basketball, baseball, all of them are like that.
you have that stadium, you have more businesses, you have more whatever that's still selling those tickets. Those tickets are still being sold.
All right, so the thing is, just like Q said, even when Atlanta winning, the Hawks, Falcons, they still don't show up to them games like that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
They
That's
because
fan
all I was trying to
bases,
get to earlier.
the transplants
they
to that
But
city
got
look,
a
as well.
flaky,
but
they got a flaky fan base. But the Braves games, the Braves games we sold out.
I mean, because they're a continual winning product. They're the only ones
Yeah,
that are. Like I said, you can't get niggas to go to a Hawk game unless they give a shit out for free. That's the only way you
yeah.
can get them to go there.
Neither one of them stadiums ever sell out. Carolina used
And
to sell out back in the day with Cam, bro.
ever since we got Trey Young and them boys, the whole fan base has been turned off. It's because that's just how the fan base is. I'm a part of that fan base. I don't like what I see, and it's not going to be a winning product. So it is what it is. I mean, I find it funny, a motherfucker gonna tell me who watched the goddamn sport what the fuck going on over there. I just said, well, damn, okay.
What Kendall said was correct, though. I'm just saying, man.
Well, of course, the
Nah,
motherfucking city bigger than the other city, but that
Look,
don't mean everybody invested
no,
in the
nah,
fucking
you
product.
watch
with the
the
ticket price. I'm talking
basketball.
with the ticket price. I'm talking with the ticket. It's just, man, Carolina just don't, man, look, they ain't got no reasons they can write down on paper why they charge them. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all killing me. So I guess what Tampa doing is this. If Q and Twan don't come to the game, we're gonna make Kendall spend so much money that he
True.
gonna take up half the price for another one of them dudes, even though it start off at 6%. Well, you get enough people to do it, I'm gonna get my money back. That's not how you do business like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna make the next customer pay? Cause he know we ain't gonna show up at them games like that if we ain't winning. This the same dude who had to lower his prices down. What was it, 40 cents for a game? Just to get people up in there. And it was raining, but it still was, the stadium wasn't even half packed for damn near free game. Now, Q, people will say it rained that day, it was cold, you ain't gonna get nobody to come out. Hey, what be happening in Buffalo,
Shit.
Philadelphia?
Them bitches sit in the snow.
Snowstorms. If you winning, they will come.
Hell, Buffalo were doing it when they've been losing. It's just a different type of fan base over there. Them fans are not fair weather. But anyway, this wasn't meant to be a long one today. It was just gonna be a short one. We're gonna start getting last words, man. Fellas, what's going on? Last words from me, Twan.
Yeah, man. Good little discussion. It had to be had, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah. Kendall the GOAT.
Hey man, just talk that talk. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna try to be back with it once again, probably tomorrow. We're gonna try to make sure we get back into it. Like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all long on these shows. I'm gonna try to keep it in and out. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. So make sure you like, you comment, and subscribe. Show us that love. We're gonna be right back up at you, man. So it's your boy Dub Q, Black Cat Panther Podcast, and we out.